Welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak, where last time we explored a riverside and we got a quest here from this gentleman, Jonas. You're Jonas, right? I'm the Spriggan you requested. Oh, that's right. It's a pleasure to meet you. I have a lot to talk about, so please take a seat. Before we start, I want to clear something up. This is the kind of job you ask a bracer for help with. Why do you pick us then? Fair question indeed. It's a long and complicated story actually, let me explain. Please do. So then, it started with my parents' divorce when I was young. I went with my father, my younger sister was taken by my mother. It was 10 years ago. Recently, my father passed away due to illness. While I was going through his belongings, I found shockingly a will addressed to my sister and my mother. I guess even when you try to cut ties with them, you can't just erase family, and, well, I'd like to make sure that this will reaches them. Oh, I understand. Well, yeah, finding them would be important. But again, why us? Why not go to a bracer about this? Here's the issue. Among the papers, I found what I believe is a court order from the same service as the divorce. It indicated that neither parent should interact or interfere with the other. I think that handing this will to my mother would technically violate that. If anything, I can't imagine she'd be happy about it. I figured it might be a better idea to give it to my sister then, which is why I've been looking for her. Also, since it's not urgent, I figured the guild would probably put me on the back burner and I'd end up waiting for who knows how long. Gotcha. Yeah, I can see not wanting to end up a long-term resident of their mission board. Sure, we can handle this job. But anyway, got any clues where to start? Not exactly, but I did find this letter with a will. It was a letter from my grandmother on my mother's side, from 2 years ago, addressed to my father. In it she wrote that everyone on that side of the family was doing well, and attached to it was a picture of my sister. There was no address on the envelope, but a photo might be a good place to start. Can we see this photograph? Of course, here it is. Oh, she's pretty. Right? Hard to believe we're related. Her name is Jessica. She's younger than I am, but she is my sister. The photo looks like it was taken in the Tyrell District. I've gone and walked around there hoping I might bump into her, but no luck. That feels like the perfect place to start our search then. Good as any. Alright, we should definitely take our time on this one. Should I take the job right now? Sure, we go there anyway, so... Alright, I'll get started ASAP. Mind if I borrow a picture? Will be easier to ask around if I got it in my hand. Of course, thank you. Then let's head to the Tyrell District. Oh, one last thing, if you would. Yeah. Well, if you do find my sister, please don't approach her. I mean, this might be the first time she hears about family she might not even know she had. I'd rather she didn't hear about it from a Spriggan, no offense. I'd just like to talk to her myself. Oh. Understand? Your reunion's a delicate matter and should be treated as such. Okay, so we just need to locate her then. Thank you so much. Please find my sister for me. Received photo of Jonah's sister.
Okay, time to get to work.
Missing sister started. Are we ready to get to work? Uh-huh. We should start by finding someone who knows Jessica. And I know the perfect person to ask. There's a producer who often hangs out around the Tyrell District to try and recruit new people to be mannequins. Let's talk to him before we try asking anyone else. Might save us a lot of wandering around. Mannequin? I've never heard of that. What do they do? He means models. People who wear clothes to advertise new outfits. And Van's right that Jessica is pretty enough to be noticed by a producer. So as soon as you're ready, we should make for the Tyrell District. And we have a topic on hand. Namely the sister. But before we go there, we go to Station Street to look around.
Off we go! This is Station Street, right? There's so many people. Yes, it's a popular spot for clothes shopping.
Oh yeah, I've got a little business with the guild branch here. I want to stop by once we finish doing our rounds.
Alrighty. Okay. Oh baby, there's this nice place to grab a bite in front of a station. Do some good ass cash in here. Because of my job, I know a bunch of good eateries in Edith. But Chino's Bar? Ain't ever heard of it. I'll keep it in mind. Oh, it's here today?
This place never changes.
So, I recently... Wait, today was editing the part in Cryo where we finished the quest with a stolen bike. And I have no idea why I didn't grab the treasure chests that were almost in front of me. I think I might have just overlooked them. Kinda annoying in retrospect, but it's too far back to bring it back now. No, I don't want to. I worry about losing our clientele to all of these recent startups. We're not in hot water quite yet, but it wouldn't be smart if a business didn't look forward. I've got my eye on the Orbital Cafe in particular, just opened a few months ago. I say we've been doing a good job of attracting attention from both the media and customers alike. Maybe I should see what the hubbub is about. Maybe I should talk to Administrator Wesley about expanding our sales floor and our catalog. Huh. Relations with the Empire keep improving little by little every day, with a lot of Western product coming in as a result. It would be wonderful to offer a wider variety of Central Eastern spices, but if we don't expand our catalog, we'd have to remove something. Expanding would be a better idea. It's always nice just having extra options.
I'm proud of all my wares.
We hope you enjoy shopping with us.
It's been a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Look who it is, Van, crew, welcome. Nice seeing a new face around. You guys staying out of trouble? Now, don't be getting into too many fights. Medicine can't fix everything. I'm not a common fuck, you know. And I don't want any lip from a Gekka student. You all get beaten up black and blue for sport. Gekka is a famous Eastern martial arts school, right? I think so. I've heard about it here and there. I take it you're a student? Former Gekka student. It's a bit of a sore spot. Everyone in my family is a practitioner. You were pretty notable back in Langport for that. But it wasn't for me. That kind of environment is just stifling. So I left, and that, you could say, is yours truly's tragic backstory. And now we're living in the capital. Real big sob story there. But I guess it's not that unusual. Same thing happened to a mutual acquaintance of ours. Oh, you mean Shanley? I hope he's doing well. I try to avoid contact with people from Langport, but every now and then I get curious as to what's been going on there. Not like I miss it or anything. Living in the capital rules. Nothing tying me down, so I'm free as a butterfly. I do wonder what's up with Langport. With them in charge, how could I not? Just hope my little sister's not being reckless.
Does anything catch your eye? I hope I see you again.
Thank you for visiting the Weston department store.
They got new bags and cardigans in stock. But my part-time is only cover one of them, or two. New items coming out and I barely have the money to buy any of them. It's so frustrating.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. If you need fresh vegetables from Cray and
Well, that ain't something you see every day. Girlie, you're a crew guy, huh? Yes, long story, but I'm living in Everdith now. Gotcha. You got something unusual on you. Let me take a look at your weapon. That's a desert-type rifle blade, no? It is. It's got some custom work done to it, so the center of a mass has changed. Wow, that machinery is so intricate. I always get so pumped up looking at anything with a transformation gimmick. They look like they're having a lot of fun. Guess that's just what girls are into nowadays. I should keep that observation to myself.
Thank you for visiting the Weston department store.
I haven't seen a Kruger rifle blade in so long. Fascinating stuff. People assume the Central East is old-fashioned, even their weaponry. But that doesn't account for the wealthier places like Isaim and Valis. They deck themselves out with all the latest equipment. Worth looking into if you get a chance.
What's it gonna be?
So the armor is decent.
You better take good care of it.
But weapons doesn't seem to have new weapons yet. Fashion culture varies vitally depending on location, even in the capital. Tyrell's a hotbed for youth fashion, for example. Over the Satan district houses plenty of boutiques. Most tend to stock independent brands, making their fashion style very unique. Our store's strong suit is being able to offer our customers a wide variety of clothing styles from different regions, all in one place.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Attention, please.
We await your next
Fresh
visit.
Vegetables from Cray and Orin. Look no further than Holden Groceries. We invite everyone to come
Well-
and see for yourselves.
The door's locked. Oh yeah, this area isn't finished. We have to come back when it is. Maybe in this game, maybe not. Who knows?
Next appointment's at...
Sister Philia. Oh, those two seem to be getting on pretty well. It makes me so happy to see two sweet girls having such a lovely bond. Wait, I was meant to be doing some shopping. Better hurry and go back to the cathedral. Still, I'm grateful I get to see such a sight. That reminds me of my ex. He used to say he totally looked like this one Z racer. Man, what a triad. It was such a turn-off. I forgot what that dude's called. I watched that race too. He had some mad skills, I gotta say. Who I really got the hots for as the president, though. It's his voice, isn't it? I could totally melt in it.
Well,
Trion Tower is the ideal place if you want to party around Edith. It's in the 3rd district. Tower is pretty close though. That's the 4th district. The streets are really pretty and there's a lot of stores around. I know there's a bus that goes through both of them, but can't remember which one it is. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something to do with the Tyrell District. Alright. God damn it. I mean, yeah, I'm happy that the company's gotta get a new client and everything, but why am I forced to go with a president on this business trip? Unbelievable. Why me of all people? This is so lame. For the goodness sake, I'm in the sales department. Sales! What do they need me to go on an inspection for? Well, they are one of our factories, so it's not like there's nothing to do with sales. But I don't see the point of me going. Work trips are such a pain. I'm drinking myself silly tonight.
Take more than the sweetest of wines. Discover the inebriating world of show business in
All right.
Notes and requests are strewn across the bulletin board. Doesn't look there's any good info here. Calvert Police Force is broadly split into the Capital Police Force here in Edith and the Regional Police Forces. We cooperate all throughout the Republic territory to help maintain peace. You can find the Capital's Police Headquarters in Satan, Edith's 2nd District. It's also home to the Citizen Advice Line, so I imagine a lot of people are aware of it already. Hi, Shino. Hello, Shino. Nice seeing you here today. Hello, everyone. I've decided to set up a shop in Station Square today. Once the midday meal rush came around, my lunch sets began flying off the shelves, so to speak. The family-friendly offerings have been particularly popular. I'll have to take note of that. Fishing for new customers by setting up shop all around town, are you?
See the movie. Fans are raving
Oh, I
about
know
it.
I'd love a combo with a little bit of everything, like burgers, omelets, and dessert. Hook, line, and sinker. A medley of children's favorites. I'll be sure to keep that idea in mind. A lot of customers usually stop by for some daytime drinking, but the lunch combos have been pretty popular around here. Every location has preferences, I suppose.
Hello? Thank you.
time to show 'em what I can do.
Hey, Mummy. One of Daddy's friends will be over tonight, so I need to tidy up the house and cook dinner for them. Promise you behave today? If you're a good girl, I get you some pudding. No.
a droplet of paradise can
Got another work trip coming up. I couldn't say no, but I really don't have the time to relax lately. Hold up, I know you guys. You have a bracer we met in Cray Village. Elvis, yeah? Looks like the guild's real busy right now. Yeah, we are, and it's no thanks to you and that interview. Oh, you must be that shady guy Elvis keeps going on about. Regina. Calm down, Elvis. You always get worked up so easy. I did get a brief rundown on the incident. You guys sure know how to keep a cool head under pressure. If you're down for it, I'm sure we could make some space for you in the team. Zin would definitely be thrilled. I won't. If you're gonna continue to work with the guild, I won't tolerate any more monkey business, got it? He's still pretty mad about things. Sure is, well he's no pushover. I swear. Anyway, I hope we'll get to keep working together, Arkwright.
See the movie. Fans are raving about
Elvis has his whole future ahead of him. I'm rooting for him. He's actually pretty close to a B rank promotion. Now if he could work on that temper of his, we'd be preachy. That and that obsession he has with Elaine. I guess I have to keep him on a short leash for the time being. I heard that. Those two are real funny. We're heading out on a work trip, so don't you dare cause any trouble while we're out. I'm enacting a strict no mischief policy from here on. Ah, the energy of youth. I could have sworn we're around the same age.
They call it an Orbital Cafe. Oh, that's great.
I made the right choice buying an apartment in the capital, with there being interesting state-of-the-art stores like this one in the vicinity. I used to spend the summer at our holiday home, but there's so much more to see and do in the capital that this might be my new top choice. A time spent in this Orbital Cafe might just be for the purpose of purchasing some goods for the master. The store does seem to stock quite high-end Orbital appliances not commonly available. Though Mistress Olivia isn't the most experienced in the field of Orbital devices, so I would much rather she'd leave the task to me.
Alrighty.
That said, it's part of my job to keep her in check as well. She tends to be a bit of a free spirit. While I do agree the purchase of an apartment in the city was necessary, I feel like restraint is being left by the wayside overall. I recently started helping customers all by myself. I stopped relying on Carlos' help so much. I hope I can continue learning how to offer our customers more specialized customer support with their Orbital devices. I thought I'd work as a barista, but this isn't so bad. There's so much interesting stuff to learn in this position too. Speaking of help, my boss does an amazing job of supporting Ilhan too. They complement each other's weaknesses, making sure they can make their individual strengths flourish. Carlo makes it look so casual. I could learn a thing or two.
What'll you have today? Thanks for coming.
Welcome to our shop. We deal in the latest in Orbital technology. I attended Basel Institute of Science, so I know my way around all our Orbital products. But ever since I met Ilhan, I haven't had much time for Orbital tech. My life is all business development and entrepreneurship. Anyway, our shop takes pride in providing our customers with the very best in both our products and support.
Well,
Need help with something? Thanks for being such a good customer.
I'm from the Central East, but I've studied abroad in the Basel Institute of Science. The institute was great. They had the best professors in the Republic, and I made a lot of friends there. I had a startup around that time. Unexpectedly, it was a real successful. Got a good hunk of cash from it. With that, I set up this place. Man, how time flies. Carlo and I actually go way back. We both studied at the institute. He's the one that actually runs the shop. Don't know what I'd do without him. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have the time to be a simple barista.
Do you have any preferences? Thanks for coming in.
My parents' place being in the capital has come in handy for me. It facilitates me visiting for research so often. Associate Professor Tyne is the Institute's main specialist in urban engineering. Though Professor Cronkite has some experience in the field too, he was involved with Tryon Tower after all. Well, he's a genius after all, far be it for him to limit himself and his knowledge to just one area of expertise. While Professor Cronkite is definitely one of the biggest names in Basel, there's still plenty of other geniuses at the Institute. It's hard not to feel self-conscious about your mediocrity when your next-door neighbor skipped to doing his master's degree at 15. Wow. Okay, we have a flag in the Bracer Guild.
What are you doing here?
Arkride, you made it. I called him over to hash out some important business.
You heard the man. Quit glaring daggers at me. It's good to see you again? The same to you. Let me guess, you're working again today? And then there's this one. Oh wait, my name is Farida Al-Fayed. I work with Agnes and Van now. I'm still learning the ropes, but I'll take on any job, no matter how dangerous. Come on, you think I had a choice in this? Besides, it's plain as day she ain't your average kid. Are you a Jäger by any chance? Yes, from the Warriors of Kruger. Well, until I got kicked out, that is. I see, so you were involved in what happened in Krail. That's just a topic I was hoping to discuss. Mind filling us in on what went down? Albus' story was full of holes. I'll tell you what I can, but nothing about my clients. Marn explained the nightmare that unfolded in Krail, though he naturally left out details such as the Genesis. But Walter's just full of surprises. Old friend of yours, right? Heard you used to run together with your Taito stuff. Your info gathering served you well. We trained under the same master until Walter lost his way over 10 years ago. But that's enough about me. It's interesting that the society sent an enforcer after Ace people. Agreed. I could have easily seen him joining forces at some point, though that seems out of the question now. Far as I know, the society's been quiet the last year or so. Guessing you guys are still chasing them? They're always a concern, but we can hardly prioritize them over Almata right now. All that aside, I'm curious how deceased Jägers were able to get up and move around. Your Bracer buddy was seeing things, none of that happened. Don't try that with me. There were sightings of monsters behaving strangely too. And Alvis isn't our only witness. A police officer on the scene also saw the Ice and Shield leader I'm sorry, that was very insensitive of me. Well, I'm sure you got your reasons for keeping quiet. We're up to our ears in work as is, so it's not like we can help out with whatever you're dealing with. Maybe it's about time we call in some backup. Oh? Braces from other Calvadian branches, I presume? Actually, no. We're so short-staffed nationwide that branches are already sharing personnel to get by. We've been toying with bringing in someone from another country to help ease the load. Unfortunately, whether they can come or not is still up in the air. So for the time being, I'll just have to dump as much work on you as you can take. Bucko, we've got plenty to deal with already, you know. Don't worry, I'm with you guys now, remember? Farida, please take care of yourself. And Van, from now on, I'll be sending your tasks straight to your Cypher via Orb Mail. If an emergency happens, I may need to call. Don't ignore me if I do, alright? Sure thing.
Come on, I'm begging you.
Oh, you must be Arkwright Solutions' new recruit. I know you're still pretty much a rookie, but I'm rooting for you, kiddo. Thanks? Everyone's keeping an eye on me. Who wouldn't? Almost like you're not aware you're a Jäger. The kids in the Jäger Corps are basically like cats and dogs. But I feel like Fairy's better suited for our kind of work. At least she's in good company. She's a Kruger too. Should be okay to leave it alone for now at least. Getting down to business, we've confirmed movement from both Almata's leaders and from Ouroboros' enforcers. There have been movements from them both in the past few years. We're all aware of Harry's movements, so all we need to figure out is how to go about handling the film festival. We hold another meeting once Albus and Regina are back. I have a rough idea of what's going on, but it's still not fully adding up. We need to be careful when dealing with Almate. Still can't afford to rest on my laurels. I'll take advantage of Albus and Regina filling in for me on that trip to look into things further. I'd appreciate if you guys kept your heads low in the meantime. And Van, let us know if something comes up. Yeah. Well, we can't afford to ignore Ouroboros right now. Almate's our priority. There are other things I wish I could look into, but I'm really busy too. I'm counting on you guys too. Don't disappoint. We can't go further up. Time for the Tyrell District.
Let's do this.
Wow, it's so busy here. It's amazing everything's under control with so many people. It's so different from Station Street. That's Tyrell for you. As you might have guessed, this is where the Tyrell Times was founded. There are a handful of other publishers HQ'd here too. As a result, tons of young people like to hang out here. It's where you first find a lot of trends and subcultures taking off. The area has a fairly distinct vibe you won't find anywhere else in the city as a result, yes. I've come here a handful of times with my friends from school. One of them even works at a bookstore here. Plenty more to find here than just books too. I've had myself out here all the time. Why don't we wander around here a little while? Nothing beats seeing a place firsthand when you want to get to know it. Okay, let's go.
Alright, newbie. I'll need you to pay close attention to where the bulletin board is.
If I remember correctly, it's in a side street by the movie theater.
Well...
Understood.
The entertainment industry is changing so much. It's not just made out of actors these days. Now even idols and fashion models are part of it. The lines are blurring too. Just look at trendy actresses like Judith Lancer. She's so popular she's practically an idol in her own right. It takes all kinds these days. If I can just find something that works for me and make it stick, maybe, just maybe I can break it too. Officer Karen, you're the guy who runs Arkwright Solutions, huh? What do you think you're doing dragging such a young kid around? Are you up to more business? Try to keep yourself out of anything too shady, alright? It only makes more trouble for us police in the long run. I remember you. We met when we dealt with that scammer. Appreciate you folks taking care of their things after we're done. Yeah, well, whatever. You're welcome, I guess. It didn't feel like we were helping so much as getting dumped with a cleanup. Just don't do anything to disturb the peace, got it? We've got enough headaches to deal with without you taking matters into your own hands. Karen's had a bit of a grudge since all that happened. She went on about how you outdid the police and how we in the force could end up in trouble before long. That never ends. Nancy, you just can't tell him that. I said all of that to you in confidence. Hey, don't worry, ladies. We'll be careful not to get either of you fired. We're not looking to put anyone out of business here. Karen is nothing if not consistent. In any case, we're out on patrol for the time being, so if you see anything suspicious, let us know. We'll be right on top of it. Listen, you have our thanks for helping us arrest that scammer. We couldn't have caught him up without you. But try to keep yourself out of any shady business from now on, alright? It only makes more trouble for us police in the long run. Hi there, welcome to Stuart Bookstore. Whether you're shopping for novels, business magazines or reference books, we've got all your reading needs covered. And we sell more than just books, we also sell comic magazines, promotional merchandise for movies and plenty more. there's anything you're looking for in particular, let me know.
Ah, welcome.
A cookbook. And a gift for Ferry, a tourism guide for first-timers in Edith.
I hope to see you again.
Transcend, huh? I should buy a business magazine to see what's going on with economy. I heard there's an op-ed from Walter Huckberry this weekend. Wait, is that a new volume of Tales of Bravery? I haven't kept up with that series lately. I wonder how long this new one's been out. Looks like they put out 10 volumes so far. I think I'll buy the full set. What am I saying? I came here to buy a business magazine. Who says I can't buy both? I just pick up these comics and blast through them in this weekend. Business magazine, and so a books. So we haven't found a book series so far. Previous Tyrell games always a collectible book series that you got you a powerful weapon if you got them all. Even my parents are wearing Eastern outfits, but like, we're all so much more comfortable wearing more and stuff, you know? When my brother asked me about ethnic related stuff because his job all the time, and honestly, thinking about this all gets old. I think you should just keep doing and wearing what you like, son. Like that one look from last week. You looked amazing. Ah, thanks, Marilyn. Yeah, I like to think of myself as a pretty free spirit, unlike my brother. Yeah, you really are. I saw you, Peter. Don't you have anything to say about running late, huh? I told you I didn't mean to. I just slept in a bit too much. I promise I won't let any of that happen again. The problem isn't just that you are late, you know? It's that you are also trying to butt into girl talk. Do you have anything to say for yourself, or is it suddenly alright for men to barge into conversation whenever they like? Yeah, she's right, Peter. You are pretty insensitive. Ah, You've got me there. I'm sorry, guys. Seriously, I am.
Alrighty.
Marilyn's shooting some serious daggers at me. Look, I cop up to the fact that I messed up. I didn't think those two were having such an intense conversation. I thought I could just join in. But does Marilyn really have to make me literally pay for it every time I'm a little late or I misinterpret something? I mean, come on. Now, where should we hang out today? I'm going to make Peter spoil us real good for being such a jerk earlier. So, let's be sure to pick somewhere nice to eat. I was born and raised in Edith, so I'm used to doing whatever I want without always asking other people for permission. People think just because I'm Eastern, I'm supposed to be modest or whatever. It sucks. I'm so glad my friends these days don't think like that. Welcome to Macmillan Cafe. I'll be happy to get you seated whenever you like. Are you sensitive about smoke or sunlight? I like interacting with customers. Probably comes from doing a lot of part-time jobs up until this point. The owner here, Charles, often tells me what a good job I do. I gotta keep it up so I maintain that winning streak. I worked in a fair share of places part-time, but this has definitely been the best one to work at. The owner here is so nice. I think my little brother is gonna join me here next year. Until then, I gotta keep holding down the fort. Oh, why hello there, Agnes. Good to see you again. And who do we have here with you today? It's good to see you too, Mr. Macmillan. These two people are from my workplace. He's my boss and she's my co-worker, I guess you could say. Oh, you started working, have you? Good for you. I'm sure it'll make for a wonderful experience for you. Your co-worker looks like she's from the Central East, yes? Should try some of our coffee. The beans we roast are quite popular and come straight from there. They're a real deal. Wow, that's awesome. Abby loves this coffee back home. I'll have to taste some of yours and see how it compares. It's deeply humbling to have so many people from all different walks of life come to this cafe for rest and relaxation. In fact, when the original owner still ran it, they say Sheena Dirk and her compatriots used to come here to discuss revolution and their ideals. Hopefully they're all resting by the goddess's side these days, knowing their country is much more peaceful and their people can live at ease.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. We await your next visit.
Mommy says her coffee helps her adjust to our new country. That's just like me. Everyone's so nice to me at Sunday school. This place feels just like home now. The boss of this place is nice to my mommy. This will feel like home to her too. Right, you were at the church in Riverside. The coffee they serve here is really good. They have blends that are just like what we have back home. Really, the whole atmosphere is soothing and the owner is a nice man too. I feel like I can come here to slowly acclimate to life here in Edith. My husband said we are going to have to leave Esaim because of a job transfer. At first, I was really worried if it was a good idea. But I think we can make this work. We found a temple and our son come to like the local Sunday school as well. Fine.
Good grief.
Did you know?
Giselle? Do you ever find yourself wondering about some of the most heinous criminals to ever live on this continent? Like, take the demon of the Eastern Quarter. They're a legendary assassin whose activities date back over 130 years. They were even involved in Calvert's democratic revolution. But get this, they say the demon still lives and they were committing gruesome murders in the underworld to this very day. Now, I'm not sure if that's all hogwash or not, but it's fun to think about, don't you think? Speaking of a demon, apparently they normally go by a code name. I could tell you what it is though. They don't talk about that in this book, which is a shame. By the way, the book's called The Perfect Crimes by Perfect Perpetrators. It's the best. You learn all sorts of neat little tidbits about crime. Okay. Whatever floats your boat, I guess.
A droplet of paradise.
Can't go in there. Tyrell News Service.
Well, I heard.
Maria's got no shortage of enthusiasm, I give her that. But if she can't see reality for what it is, she isn't cut out to be a reporter. I don't care if it sounds harsh. Instead of pursuing dreams and fanciful things, she should be forging relationships with people in business and politics while she's still young. That Maria, I was something of a mentor to her for a time. She has a way of scaring me when she gets into trouble. I guess I kind of think of her as another younger sister. Can be hard to concentrate on my work once I start worrying about her. I respect her drive, of course. I just wish she'd think things through ahead of time. Why do we editors always choose to dump work on me right before a deadline? Do I just look like I have oodles of time to spare? I'm a journalist, you know, not some author writing a great Calvardian novel. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to fix dinner for my sister tonight. What a bummer.
Well,
I was looking into the exact story that made the front page this morning. Oh well, no use crying over spilled milk. I just gotta go out there and find another story. It's a bright new day, time to get to work. Oh, and I better see what Dingo's up to as well. Nothing keeps this girl down for long, does it? I feel sorry for Dingo for whatever she's got in store for him in the near future. Oh, I must forget, it's my turn to come up with an article for the culture section. Not exactly the part of the papers I'm most interested in, but I'm sure I'll find something newsworthy if I nail the interview. Welcome to the Tyrell Times. If you need to speak with one of our reporters or editors, I'll be more than happy to set up a meeting. Unfortunately, our editors are all rather busy, so they may not be able to see you right away. But if you're here to offer your thoughts or opinions on the paper itself, I'll be more than happy to listen and pass your comments on. And we probably can't go up, no. Alright. Here's a bulletin board.
alright.
Doesn't look like there's any good info here. I feel like I have a sharper eye for beauty after a good cup of coffee at the cafe. I'm trying to find some new fashion talent, maybe even someone for the Edith Girls collection. Diamond and Marafu just needs polishing. but everyone I've approached has been missing that special something. That I could just find someone with a unique edge and I'd be in business. Alas.
See the movie. Fans are raving about. Get the
Can we talk?
brilliantly bitter taste
Oh
of
damn, the
golden
local spring has
blood.
got business with someone like me. Never imagined I'd cross paths with you guys. What can I do for you? Oh yeah, I recognize this woman. Nice, what can you tell us about her? I work as a talent scout. She's someone I had my eye on for some time. She used to be a fellow regular at my favorite cafe and we'd run into each other very often. Tried recruiting her twice, but she turned me down both times. She said she wasn't interested. I see, does that mean we go to the cafe we should find her? Probably not, she stopped coming about a month ago. Wouldn't pin your hopes on finding her there, unfortunately. Although, in her defense, it's entirely possible she stopped going because of me. Maybe just wanted to get me out of her hair? Dang, I thought we had a good lead. What are we going to do? You might still want to talk to one of the servers there. They seemed like pretty good friends. Who knows, maybe she'll be able to fill you in on whatever happened to her. If you're interested, it's the Macmillan Cafe, just over there. I think we take you up on that. Thank you for sharing, have a good rest of your day. At least we came away with something. On to that cafe. Where we just were. Hey, me can help us, Lucia.
Let me ask you something.
You're asking if I know anything about the woman in the photo? Wait a minute, that's Jessica! You know her? Awesome. That saves us some trouble having to explain things. We've been looking for her. Her older brother, who's estranged, hired us to find her. She's an older brother? I had no idea she had such a complicated family life. How close would you say the two of you are? Pretty close, I'd say. Before I came here, I actually used to work at the Orbital Cafe over by the train station. That's where we first met. We were co-workers and became friends with it. Makes sense. Think we'd be able to find her there if we paid a visit? I doubt it. She quit working there about a month ago. She said she was staying within the city, but it sounded like she decided to move somewhere pretty far away. I don't know why, but she must have had some reason for doing it. The way she described it, seems like her hands were pretty tight. She was actually regularly here at this cafe. We used to see her here all the time. But once it was time to move, she said she wouldn't be able to come back here any longer. Haven't seen her since. And that was that, huh? With talk like that, definitely sounds to me like she had something going on. Yeah, like she wouldn't have moved if she didn't have to leave. That's what I felt. The whole thing really bothered me, but she just smiled and brushed it off, so I chose to let it slide. Looking back on it, I think she tried to do that so I wouldn't worry about her after she left. This is pretty complicated. Do you know where she moved to? No, I don't, sorry. I wish I did. All I know is that she's still somewhere in Edith. Actually, you know something? I bet Ilhan over at my old Orbital Cafe might be able to tell you what's going on with her. He's the person who owns it. I think she went to him for advice a lot before she quit. You said his name's Ilhan, he's the Orbital Cafe. Got it, thanks for the tip. I guess we should go to Station Street next, huh? Ready to go? No, not yet. We are still not finished with this place.
How about some nice cold ice cream?
Hello, Nami. Hey, you there. I know a person with a sweet tooth when I see one. Let me guess, when you order ice cream, you're the kind of man who can't decide, so he gets both strawberry and chocolate, am I right? That's some scary intuition you got. You're right. I was checking your place out because I was in the mood for something sweet. But to be able to tell exactly what I like... In fact, now that I'm taking a closer look, your place is exactly what I'm into. How well do you do it? That's what happens when you gain true enlightenment in all things sweet. You get a nose for exactly the kind of things people like. Take your blonde-haired friend there. I've got a hunch she's into vanilla and coconut. And for the little one... Wow, is everyone in the city psychic like her? That's amazing! I think it's just her special talent. Most people here don't have her intuition. What can I say? When it comes to what we eat, there's nothing more special than sweets. And people who love them have an aura I can't miss. You got that right. Sweet stuff is what makes life worth living.
Hello.
See the movie. Fans are raving about.
Thanks for shopping.
Get the brilliantly bitter taste of golden blood.
Come on, mister. You gotta be a scout. Notice me already. You can't ignore such hotness when it's right in front of you. I've been walking past you for 3 weeks now. Make your move already.
How about some popcorn, huh?
Say, what is this big building for? Oh, this is a movie theater. It's where you go to watch movies. It's been a major attraction in this area for a while. So I guess the stuff ain't real common outside Calvert, huh? Have you ever seen an orbital film ferry? No, but I think I've heard the term once or twice. I don't really get the concept though. How should we explain? Ever seen recorded combat footage before? Of course, it's really useful for learning new tactics and reviewing squad movements. Well, imagine a bunch of pieces of footage put together that's all performed by actors. That's a movie. Then a movie theater is where you go to watch movies on really big screens. Oh, the city is amazing! Didn't realize there was a place here to see tests of strength and duels to the death. I mean, there are movies like that, yeah. We'll have to explain it more that later. I really want to see one now. Too bad though, we still have work to do. Hey, when we finish up today? Yeah, I get you. Hang on. Why do I have to come too? If we're going to be a team, we got to spend some time together and get to know one another better. Plus, they happen to be selling some seasonal shows at a concession area in the theater. What do you want, Renee?
How many times must I... Oh, I see your second part-timer has joined you. My name is Kincaid. I'm an analyst with the CID. If you're working for Van, I expect this won't be our last meeting.
Yes, I suppose so. Nice to meet you. Ferry. Look, I don't really want to play the blame game here. But there's no denying the Eisenschild changed course cause the CID got in their way. You know what decision ended up costing them their lives, don't you? I do. But in the moment, it was the correct decision to train our personnel, so I won't make any excuses. Still, the Eisenschilds weren't strangers. I had unofficial connection with them as well. On a personal level, I deeply lament what happened to the Flame Eater. But words alone cannot make amends for what happened. There's one thing I can disclose. It would seem the group that defeated the Eisenschild were not mafiosos after all. Huh? Now that you mention it, that sadistic bastard mentioned something about an old haunt. I think it's safe to say the group you are referring to and its executive members were involved. While Armata's members all know how to fight, few are combat specialists. Ordinarily, we wouldn't have stood a chance against a capable company of Jägers like the Eisenschild. This is simply a matter of fact. You're right. Yeah, that's been bothering me too. How did they do it then? Whomever was deployed to fight the Eisenschild must have been exceptional fighters. And again, I know this information hardly serves as recompense, but for now, this is all I can share. I appreciate you telling us. Anyway, something tells me you didn't just call to apologize. Quite right. I'd like to discuss the work you've been doing for the guild. Oh? Been keeping your ear on the ground, huh? Why am I not surprised? As you know, we at CID do not see the guild as our enemy. Granted, our two organizations handle things differently, namely national security and confidentiality. Thus, there are those within our ranks that wish to use your recent partnership as a means to besmirch the guild's reputation. Uh-oh. Real rich coming from the department that hires Jägers for side gigs. That's politics for you. No matter how many get burned, there will always be those who wish to play with fire. However, the CID as a whole would not stand to benefit with a plan like that. Therefore, I have a proposal. We get a quest from them, so they can't smear the guild because they themselves are also cooperating with us. Sidon Waterworks, Southern Octo? Isn't that a monster extermination request? Adios, take me now. It's as you surmised. We'll be sending you tasks just as the guild does. Feel free to handle them however you see fit, and we match the rate the guild is giving you. At least sweeten the pot a little, cheapsake. I'm paying you enough to keep certain voices in the department quiet. And with that, I will bid you adieu. I'm looking forward to a fruitful business relationship with you all. That four-eyed sadist. Did sound like he's covering for us at least. I got that impression too. And that's how he gets ya. Waterway under the Sadin district, huh? That's the second district, by the way, Ferry. I'm guessing you don't go there often due to the higher than usual governmental presence? You know me too well. I'm in no hurry to head over there. It ain't much, but we can't stick it to that jerk for foisting work onto us nilly-willy. Gotta go eventually, though. So we head over to the Satan District once we finish everything else. Gee, you city people have really complicated lives. At least it means I get to fight a bunch of strong monsters. Leave a front line to me, I can take on any foe, big or small. Someone's raring to go. Save some of the fire for the monsters, kid. The main story will advance upon entering the Satan District.
Hey, did you see? There's a new movie!
Welcome, any chance I can interest you in some popcorn? What about a hot dog? You've got to at least get some popcorn. You know they won't even start the movie until everyone has some, right? Wow, really? I know Dear Cavadians did anything like that. It's true, in fact, I can fill you in on a little secret. I'm the one who came up with it in the first place. That's right, me. The great thing about popcorn is it's easy to eat and makes less noise than stuff like chips. Ever since I started it, it takes off like wildfire. That's amazing. I can't believe I'm talking to a man behind it all. Hate to burst your bubble, kiddo, but you can't believe everything you hear. Because I always ate popcorn ever since I started coming to movies as a little brat. And I sure didn't come up with it. Ah, okay, so what if I wasn't the first guy to put popcorn on movies together? Who cares? Doesn't change the fact that popcorn makes any movie you watch at least twice as good. That's not just my opinion either, that's just science.
Hey there, what'll it be?
Caramel popcorn. What else do we have?
If you have a ticket, please.
I've been coming to this theater for a long time because I could always trust them to show quality films, but as of late, the only movies they show are sleazy films that rely solely on cheap visual shocks. It's disgraceful, I say. The most deplorable director of all is that Salvatore Gotti. His rise to fame boggles the mind. Welcome to Esprit Cinema. If you're looking to purchase tickets, I'd be more than happy to help you. Wait, so you buy your tickets first when you watch the movie? Never would have guessed. I do that so you can reserve a seat and also know which auditorium your movie will be playing in. Pretty much like hopping on a train. Oh, so your first time coming to a movie theater, miss? Interesting, I thought films were becoming more common in the Central East.
Merchandise for the movie on sale at the shop.
Well, I grew up in a pretty remote place, so I haven't seen any movies before. I heard they're like combat recordings. That's a unique comparison, I suppose that's true in a way. You can think of films as theatrical plays in recorded form. Regardless, we certainly have films that are popular with girls your age as well as ones that are perfect for first-time moviegoers. If you're not sure what you'd like to watch, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'll be more than happy to give you recommendations. Awesome, thanks a bunch, ma'am.
If you have a ticket, please proceed to the entrance.
Golden Blood has proven to be a especially big hit with audiences. It has more than its fair share of racy scenes, but the hard-hitting action and the lightning-fast pacing of the story have won scores of people over. Many people also found themselves drawn to Sober Curious due to the complex inner workings of its main character. Welcome to Esprit Cinema. It's my great pleasure to serve as your guide. I've been working here for 20 years, so I can go into considerable detail about almost anything film-related. You've been working here for that long, so you must have started around when Orbital films first started showing. That's right. As a matter of fact, I've been here since the theater itself was first constructed. In those days, films were largely similar to traditional theater, but they now possess a culture of their own. The landscape has changed too. The big three distributors used to just be United Star, Orion Films and Kowloon Pictures. But along the way, Vegas Films entered the ring, and since then we've had a wider variety of films to watch than ever before. Well, thanks for the crash course in film history, mister. Now I really want to learn more about movies. I admire your spirit. I suppose they must still feel novel to someone who's not from the Republic. Well, I hope you enjoy the movies. I think you'll find them more than worth your while.
If you have a ticket, please proceed to the entrance.
Can't go through here. I love movies that get me all hyped up. That's why I always look forward to seeing Salvatore Gotti's films. It's also why I like horror movies. They're pretty cathartic, as the grown-ups say. The staff only recommend kiddie movies to me. I get why they do, but they're so boring. What's taking Mama so long? Does it really take 30 minutes to use the restroom? All this waiting's making me want to go now too.
Well,
If you have a ticket, please
Hey, hey!
Wendell, guess what? The cops put out more wanted for that cat thief woman again. There's all sorts of rumors about her, like how she's got a heart of gold and how it's actually a team of thieves and whatnot. The list goes on. Dude, I know you run into some crazy stuff while you're out bicycling. You're just a magnet for it. You ever see her around town? Do you have to put it like that? No, it sounds like I go out of my way to attract weird things to me when I really don't. But since you ask, I was out riding a couple nights ago when I just happened to look up. I think I might have seen someone running across rooftops. I lost sight of him immediately though, so who knows what that was. Might have just been some monkey that got out of its cage or something. Don't get me wrong, it's fun being able to meet all kinds of people while cycling around. But sometimes I come across some pretty inexplicable things, which then gets my friend weirdly excited. I'm not a fan. Sounds like what Wendell saw was a more average phantom thief, jumping and flying around with superhuman skill, the kind we've all heard about. What a letdown. I was hoping you saw something so unusual would turn everyone's conventional thinking the hell upside down. Damn.
Thanks for stopping by.
Welcome. If you've been searching for the most legit Eastern food Edith got, then look no more. We don't cut any corners here. All of our ingredients are sourced straight from the Eastern Quarter, and so are all of the stuff too. I'm not so special. I only work here part-time. Do you know Cowhan? We're the same age. He works in the kitchen, but he's at the very bottom of a totem pole. He's also kinda antisocial. I don't think he's really cut out to be waiting tables. If you ask me, he's way in over his head. But it's okay, because he got a capable person looking after him. Me!
What'll you have today? Thanks for coming.
Welcome to Cayenne, Edith's #1 home for Eastern cuisine. You won't find a single restaurant in the city with more authentic food, I guarantee it. I've never been inside here before, it looks very nice and clean. Yeah, the food smells great, it's making me hungry. That's very kind of you to say, thank you. Ah, well, if it isn't the chief of Arkwright Solutions himself, how kind of you to grace us with your presence. Oh, please do make yourself at home, good sir. It is my honor and pleasure to serve such a distinguished guest. Yeah, whatever. That was an odd exchange. Are they acquainted? You ladies both look like bright young women. We'll serve you the finest Eastern cuisine you'll ever taste, so we hope you enjoy your time here. Oh, and the same to you, Mr. Arkwright. Enjoy your meal. This lady ticks me off. This is a lady? Okay. Oh yes, we're definitely acquainted.
This tastes great.
Greetings. Please take your time while you're here. Relax and enjoy.
this Eastern cuisine is delicious.
Well, you're stuck with me all day, ladies. I know I've been able to come home more lately, but I still want to make every minute of this holiday count, so I'm spending it all with you two. Oh, that's so sweet, Coolio. You really don't have to fret so much about us, really. All that constant traveling to and from here must be really getting to you. Look at Amia, she's 6 now, she's doing okay. No, this is about me fretting over you two. I wouldn't have it any other way. The nice thing about getting assigned to the Crossbell Consulate is that it's much easier for me to travel in and out, much less paperwork. Plus you're right, Amia is 6. How could I not come and see my daughter's beautiful little face now that she's growing up fast? Daddy, I want to see a movie. Okay, sweetheart. Once we're done eating, we all go see a movie together. I work as a diplomat, so it's rare for me to get any time to see my family. On the flip side, it's fun to discover just how much my daughter has grown since I last saw her whenever I come home. Either way, it goes without saying, I always cherish these chances we have to get together and be whole. I don't really remember when Daddy went to Arabonia, but I remember drawing him a picture. I think all I wanted was to play together as a family once he came back. Him, me and Mummy. There was a quest in Trails of Cold Steel 3 where we got a parcel to the Calvadian embassy. So, and that was, I think, him? I really appreciate my husband coming back home to see us more frequently, but I worry the constant back and forth is wearing him out. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely better than when he was stationed in Erebonia. We couldn't see him at all while he was out there. I just want him to push himself too hard as his wife, that's all. Alright, and this was another request, right? So I end this episode here, and we continue quests next time. And then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.